Hello, future biologists. Welcome to your journey into the amazing world of human biology. Today, we are diving deep into the digestive system, specifically its overall structure. Have you ever wondered how the food you eat turns into energy or builds your body? Over the next few slides, we'll explore this fascinating system, starting with the basics and moving to advanced concepts. Get ready for an exciting learning adventure. Ready to unravel the mystery of how your body processes food? Let's start with the fundamental structure of your digestive system. What exactly is digestion? Imagine your food as a big puzzle. Digestion is simply the process of breaking down those large, complex food pieces into tiny, simple parts that your body can actually use. It's a combination of physical actions, like chewing, and chemical reactions, involving special body chemicals. Think of it as your body's way of getting all the good stuff out of what you eat. Your digestive system is like a super efficient assembly line. It has two main sections. First, the alimentary canal, which is a long, continuous tube starting from your mouth and ending at your anus. This is where the food actually travels. Second, we have the associated digestive glands, like your salivary glands, liver, and pancreas. These are the helpers, producing special juices and enzymes that break down the food as it moves along the canal. Together, they make sure your body gets all the nutrients it needs. Time for some quick questions to check your understanding. Question 1. What are the two main parts of the human digestive system? Question 2. Name any three organs that are part of the alimentary canal. And question 3. What is the primary role of the liver in digestion? Take a moment to think about your answers. Now that you have a basic understanding, let's explore the digestive system's components in a bit more detail, organ by organ. Let's trace the detailed pathway of food through the alimentary canal. It all begins in the mouth, where teeth chew and saliva begins chemical breakdown. Food then passes through the pharynx and down the esophagus, a muscular tube that uses wave-like movements called peristalsis to push food to the stomach. Here, food is churned and mixed with strong acids. Next, it enters the small intestine, a long, coiled tube where most digestion and nutrient absorption occur. Finally, undigested material moves to the large intestine for water absorption, before being eliminated through the anus. Alongside the alimentary canal, we have crucial associated digestive glands. Your salivary glands in the mouth produce saliva, initiating starch digestion. The liver, your body's largest gland, produces bile, essential for fat digestion, which is stored in the gallbladder. The pancreas, located behind your stomach, is a powerhouse, secreting enzymes for all major food types, carbohydrates, proteins, and fats, and also vital hormones for blood sugar regulation. These glands are indispensable for efficient digestion. Digestion isn't just one step, it's a sequence of 5 key processes. Ingestion is simply taking food in. Digestion is the breakdown itself. Absorption is when nutrients pass into your bloodstream. Assimilation means your cells use those absorbed nutrients for energy and growth. And finally, egestion is the removal of undigested waste. The entire system works in harmony to ensure your body gets all the necessary building blocks and energy from your food. Let's test your knowledge with these 5 questions. Question 1. What is peristalsis and where does it primarily occur? Question 2. Name the 3 sections of the small intestine. Question 3. What are the main functions of the liver and pancreas in digestion? Question 4. Differentiate between absorption and assimilation. And question 5. List the 5 key processes involved in digestion. Pause the video if you need more time. Ready to go deeper? Let's uncover the intricate layers and specialized structures that make the digestive system so incredibly efficient. The wall of your alimentary canal is a marvel of engineering, composed of 4 distinct layers, or tunics. Starting from the outside, the serosa provides protection and reduces friction. Beneath it, the muscularies layer, made of smooth muscle, is responsible for the powerful churning and peristaltic movements. The submucosa contains nerves, blood vessels, and glands, offering support and nourishment. And finally, the innermost layer, the mucosa, is directly involved in secretion and absorption, adapting its structure significantly in different parts of the tract to maximize its functions. Each layer plays a vital role. These layers show incredible adaptations for efficiency. In the stomach, an extra oblique muscle layer and folds called rugae allow for vigorous churning and expansion. The small intestine is a master of absorption, featuring circular folds, finger-like villi, and microscopic microvilli on its cells, all dramatically increasing its surface area. The esophagus has strong muscles for pushing food, while the large intestine has pouches called haustra. These structural specializations highlight how each part of the digestive system is perfectly designed for its specific role in processing food. Chemical digestion is driven by specific biological catalysts called enzymes. Carbohydrases break down carbohydrates, proteases handle proteins, and lipases target fats. These enzymes are secreted at various points, from your salivary glands to your small intestine, each working best at a specific pH. The entire process is finely tuned by both your nervous system, through the enteric nervous system, and by hormones like gastrin and secretin, which regulate secretions and motility. This complex interplay ensures digestion proceeds smoothly and effectively. Challenge yourself with these 7 questions. Question 1. Describe the 4 histological layers of the alimentary canal. Question 2. How do villi and microvilli enhance digestion? Question 3. What is the general role of enzymes in chemical digestion? Question 4. Name 2 hormones that regulate digestive processes. Question 5. How does mechanical digestion assist chemical digestion? Question 6. What are rugae and where are they found? And question 7. Explain the significance of the muscularies layer. Think critically about your answers. Now, let's explore the digestive system at a competitive level, delving into cellular detail, complex regulation, and even evolutionary perspectives. At a microscopic level, the alimentary canal reveals incredible cellular specialization. The epithelial lining, for instance, transitions from protective stratified squamous in the esophagus to highly absorptive and secretized simple columnar cells in the stomach and intestines. These include goblet cells for mucus, parietal cells in the stomach for acid, and specialized enterocytes with microvilli in the small intestine. Furthermore, lymphoid tissues like Peyer's patches are integrated into the gut wall, forming part of the GALT, which is critical for immune defense within the digestive tract, constantly monitoring for pathogens. The precision of enzymatic action is remarkable. Salivary amylase begins starch breakdown in the mouth at a neutral pH. In the stomach, pepsin, activated by hydrochloric acid, initiates protein digestion in a highly acidic environment. The pancreas then releases a potent cocktail of enzymes, including amylase, proteases like trypsinogen, and lipases, all optimized for the alkaline environment of the small intestine. Finally, the intestinal wall itself produces disaccharidases and peptidases for terminal digestion. This sequential activation and pH specificity ensure optimal breakdown of all macronutrients. The enteric nervous system, or ENS, is often called the second brain due to its extensive neural network capable of largely independent control. Meissner's plexus in the submucosa regulates secretions and local blood flow, while Orbach's plexus between the muscle layers controls motility, coordinating peristalsis and segmentation. These plexuses constantly receive sensory input from the gut lumen and orchestrate complex motor and secretory responses. This autonomy, combined with modulation from the CNS, allows for incredibly sophisticated control over the digestive process, adapting to varying food inputs and physiological states. Beyond their primary secretions, the liver and pancreas perform critical systemic functions. The liver, with its dual blood supply, is a metabolic powerhouse, handling carbohydrate, protein, and fat metabolism, detoxification of drugs and toxins, and synthesis of vital plasma proteins. The pancreas, uniquely, acts as both an exocrine gland for digestion and an endocrine gland, secreting hormones like insulin and glucagon directly into the bloodstream to regulate blood glucose levels. These organs are not just digestive helpers but central to maintaining overall body homeostasis. Evolutionary adaptations further showcase this system's versatility, with herbivores having longer guts for cellulose digestion compared to carnivores, demonstrating how structure is intimately linked to dietary niche. Here are the first 5 challenging questions. Question 1. Describe the cellular specializations of the gastric mucosa and their functions. Question 2. How does the pH environment change along the alimentary canal, and why is this significant for enzymatic activity? Question 3. Differentiate between Meissner's plexus and Orbach's plexus in terms of location and primary function. Question 4. Explain the role of Peyer's patches in the digestive system. And question 5. Discuss the dual blood supply of the liver and its functional implications. Take your time to formulate detailed answers. Let's continue with the next 5 questions. Question 6. Beyond bile production, list 3 other vital functions of the liver. Question 7. How does the pancreas function as both an exocrine and an endocrine gland? Question 8. Compare and contrast the general structure of the digestive tract in a typical herbivore versus a carnivore. Question 9. Outline the sequential activation of proteases from the stomach to the small intestine. And question 10. Elaborate on the concept of the enteric nervous system as the second brain and its relationship with the central nervous system. Good luck! And that brings us to the end of our in-depth exploration of the human digestive system's overall structure. We've journeyed from the basics to the most intricate details, uncovering the marvels of your body's food processing factory. I hope you found this session insightful and engaging. For more such comprehensive educational content, do visit synapse.omaps.in. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel for regular updates and to continue your learning journey with us. Keep exploring, keep learning, and stay curious.